This begins the story of Moses. A new Pharaoh comes in several generations later. A new Pharaoh comes in who doesn't know the story of Joseph, who doesn't know about the good things he did for Egypt, and is a very harsh ruler. Again, we have videos on this by David Downs. And he ends up saying, there are just too many of these Israelites here. This is not safe, this is not good. We need to make them our slaves or they're going to overtake us and war against us. So they go ahead and make the Israelites into slaves. That still isn't good enough. Then he says, there's still too many. Let's go ahead and we're going to kill any boys that are born to them. So they go ahead and kill all the boys that are born, except some families, at least one that we know of, decides to save their son, and they hide him. And they end up putting him into a basket at 3 months old and putting him in the river and letting his sister watch on the bank and see what's going to happen with this baby, because they can't keep him anymore. The guards are going to find out that he is a boy and they're going to kill him. They don't want him to die and they don't know what else to do. Well, the Pharaoh's daughter ends up going and swimming in the water there, or bathing in the water, whatever she's doing at the water, the River Nile, could have been worshiping, and sees this basket, sends a maid out to get it, looks inside, and sees this beautiful baby and decides to adopt him and keep him for her own. And then she sees the little girl, and the little girl runs up to him, which is actually Moses' sister, runs up to her and says, hey, I can find somebody to nurse him for you. And she says, yes, yeah, go ahead and I'll pay them. And she goes back and gets the baby's mother. Now the baby is Moses, and his mother is Yoshebet. His sister's name is Miriam. So Miriam at the banks of the river watching Moses, who's then drawn out by the Pharaoh's daughter and adopted by her, and the mother of the baby is being paid to nurse him until he's weaned, and then he goes to live at the palace permanently. Amazing story. I could go on and go into detail of the story, but really, again, I'm sorry, I'm going to have to send you somewhere else, but I'm going to have you watch the movie The Prince of Egypt, or you can watch the movie with Heston in it, The Ten Commandments. Either of those is going to give you a more detailed visual and of all of the story. It's a long story. I could do 15 videos on it. You don't have time for 15 videos. And it will give you a better understanding, but I definitely can recommend those. They are not biblically accurate 100%. So what you want to do is you want to be a detective. You want to watch it, and then you want to go back and find the story in the Bible and go, okay, well, that didn't actually happen. This person didn't exist, but all of this part happened. It's also going to give you a lot of familiarity with the characters and their names.